まして、私はアスナ、そしてこっちが。
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たちしばらくの間新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、ソロプレイヤーのキリトくん、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょう。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリトくん、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから、がぜん腕が鳴るぜ。
そうだね。それじゃあ早速ログインしてみよう。
あ、リンクスタート。
一緒に戦う仲間もいるよ。
よし、行くぞ。
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから。
君たち、俺は絶対に守る。君たちは俺が絶対に守るから。ギャー！
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから。行くわよ。終わりよ。耐えた。待ちなさい。
ライトニングボール、
スタースプラッシュ。キリト君、私が守る。 trying. And how will we ever see if we're meant to be? It's terrifying. It's that we're meant to be. We're meant to be. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. And how will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we're meant to be? It's terrifying. It's terrifying. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. And how will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we're meant to be? It's terrifying. It's terrifying. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. That was a close call. And heaven's will.
Run on hammer time.
The wind holds all the secrets. I am heaven's will.ナ。そしてこっちが。
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たちしばらくの間新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、 ソロプレイヤーのキリト君、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょ。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリト君、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから、がぜん腕が鳴るぜ。
そうだね。それじゃあ早速ログインしてみよう。
ああ、リンクスタート。
一緒に戦う仲間もいるよ。
よし、行くぞ。
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから。
君たち、俺は絶対に守る。君たち、俺が絶対に守るから。
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから。行くわよ。終わりよ。耐えた。待ちなさい。遅い。
Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's time for the Kaisaya Community Cup. This is day number 8, and I'm Izaq Blaze, hosting the event for today. Joining me on the caster's desk is none other than Mikos and KazeeB. What is up to the both of you? Let's start with KazeeB.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing really well today. I'm so excited for this match. I personally know both these teams, so I'm expecting some action here.
Awesome. How about you, Mikos?
Yeah, it'd just be great to cast for KCC. This is my second day for KCC. So, yeah, we see in this game we have 11 Curfew versus OneSnap. 11 Curfew, a little bit of a question. Why do you beat my team in the first match?
Well, before we ask any of the really interesting questions, Mikos, let's go on ahead and thank the sponsors of this event. First off, you gotta thank Garena AOV Indonesia, Richard Tyers of Scotland, Srank Gaming, and Arthelian Gaming for the major sponsors of the Kaisaya Community Cup. A big thank you to all of these great sponsors. And of course, we've got some giveaways for this stream. So if you want to join in on a 500 voucher giveaway, all you need to do is type the exclamation point notify in the live chat and share the live stream in a public post with the hashtag KCCAOV. So go on ahead, do that, get a chance to win 500 vouchers, and then enjoy some AOV action. But as we head into the games right now, let's have a look at the picks and the bans here. It's going to be the casters, Mikos and KazeeB. Take it away.
All right, do KazeeB. What do you expect on the first two banning? We have Dirac and Loville, and also Elendor and Zip. So Elendor and Zip, why do they ban them? It's just really a question.
Well, for me, Zip personally is one of the most annoying heroes in this game. He can delay, and he can even extend the life of certain objectives like the Drake from getting the Dark Slayer as well. So I get why they prioritize taking this Zip out of the game. For Elendor, he's very fast jungle. So in terms of scaling, he's very fast, and he's also very hard to catch. So I guess that's why there's a priority ban on him.
Yeah, priority ban onto the Elendor because of it. If they ban the Richter and give it Elendor over side of 11 Curfew, we know Elendor got a nerf with the passive, but it's still the fastest jungler yet to be lived into the marksman composition. So now picking the Richter for 11 Curfew, Richter first pick, and also hovering for Yena. What do OneSnap could pick here, this beside of the Kira or Yena?
Well, for me, there's number one, the Kira. That's one of the banned, most of the time banned in tournaments. And the Yena, well, they did lock these two in. And for me, I do like the Kira pick. She's very mobile, and she's really hard to catch as well. But if you pick her way too early in the game, you might have a difficult time because your opponent might try to counter, as well as I think that's gonna be the problem with the Yena as well.
Yeah, they have the early kind of burst with the Yena and also Kira onto late game composition. So the Richter is an early aggressive. So side of 11 Curfew, they can build an early aggressive composition because of the Kira pick. Now, do they want to prioritize onto Necroth? Because Necroth is the 100% counter onto the Kira for 11 Curfew.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to lock in this Necroth on the side of 11 PM Curfew, because I'm not very familiar if our jungle this side particularly knows how to use the Necroth. So I'm not sure if they're gonna lock that in. Hopefully they do. That's gonna be a very interesting game.
Yeah, how you can just parkour away from Necroth because of Necroth. The knockup will have a lot of potential to just knock out Kira, give the slows to Kira can run away. So yeah, if they doesn't want to pick up the Necroth this early, they for side of OneSnap they can ban that Necroth for to just fight off Zephyr's as well. They can pick by 11 Curfew. Now hovering for the Hayate pick, the last pick on the first pick for side of OneSnap. What do you think about the Hayate pick here?
I think it's a good idea just because considering the rest of the marksmen that are left for picking, Hayat has been recently buffed. So I guess he's the choice to pick onto your team. And if they don't pick the marksman in this early stage, for sure in the next banning, he might be banned and they'll lose their opportunity to use him as well.
Okay. I just want to ask Mikos, both teams already have 3 picks right now. Who do you favor so far?
I kind of favor around the 11 Curfew because they have the Richter for early game. They have Caffney in late game and Lumber. Lumber pick is really good for side 11 Curfew because of it can disrupt Yena dashes and also Hayate Kunai Blade. So one pick, it just counters 2 picks coming from OneSnap.
All right, that makes really good sense. How about you, KazeeB? Which one do you think has the better draft so far?
With Mikos, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I am more in favor of 11 PM Curfew here because they have the burst from the Richer and also the Caffeine plus Lumber is also one of the best supports you can pair off with the Caffeine just because of the knock up of the ultimate, and then it will be very well set for the Caffeine.
All right. Yeah, that makes pretty good sense. We know how devastating both heroes could be depending on the situation, but so far with the picks and the bans right now, looks like they're going to be done with the bans here with the Malok and the Quick Tag being taken out. Now, both teams right now seem to be missing a mage for the mid laner. Are there any big mid lane picks that we need to watch out for, Mikos?
Shadow OneSnap, they can bring a warrior kind of mid lane like a Varus, or they're picking a Tain, so Crixie already been banned. Ignis is still open for OneSnap if they want to pick it, or gonna bring Diao-chan. Diao-chan is still reliable because of our Tain with the dashes can bring the easier target with the flicker if Tain has a flicker. So OneSnap could pick someone in the mid lane has CC mage or a kind of tanky kind of composition with the warrior mid. But for 11 Curfew, they're going for a Pain Halving, and also they already have Caffeine Lumber support. Pain jungle or mid? That's the question is.
Yeah, that seems to be a really nice pick though. Thinking about Pain going up against something like Kira or a Hayate, I feel like the damage output could be really good. Other than that, though, we're gonna still need to see what they pair. There we go. Yep. Looks like it's gonna be Pain mid if Zephys is gonna be taking the jungler here, the jungle role here. KazeeB, what do you think about the last two picks here for the side of 11 PM Curfew?
Well, I really like their overall comp. I think they picked the right heroes at the right times in this ban and pick phase. That's the reason why I don't like picking a Pain way too early in your lineup, because your opponent might just pick direct counters to him. So once you pick him this late into our picking phase, it's gonna be difficult for them to counter him already.
Yeah, that makes really good sense. And since they picked it second to the last, that means that if ever OneSnap Esports intends to counter the Pain, they have to use it with their last pick. But so far, they're hovering over a Varese here. Could be a Superman. This is a Superman pick. Could be really good. And there we go. So going into the stage here, both teams have their compositions. Mikos, what's your bold prediction? Who's taking this game?
It's just really hard to say because of we know OneSnap would play better in the upper brackets, but I will go for 11 Curfew because they have the early composition. They have Pain, they have Richter, and also the Zephys pick. Might as well with the Lumber support, they could play a lot of potential counter attacks and dives as well. So I will go for 11 Curfew.
All right. How about you, KazeeB?
Based on the lineup, as I said a while ago, I really like the whole team composition also by 11 PM Curfew. They have it's really in the meta right now, and the way they will move around the map will really show us how dominating this kind of comp can be.
All right, perfect. And with that being said, this is going to be Team 11 PM Curfew on the blue side as they go up against OneSnap Esports on the red side. Casters, take it away.
All right, let's go, KazeeB. Okay, we have a lot of aggressive in early. We have Superman mid or side lane mid because we see Vittorio over there. So after the game, might as well Vittorio would cross with us. So what do you expect in the early game, KazeeB? What do OneSnap and also 11 Curfew could do in the early game?
Well, for me, with the comp that OneSnap Esports has, the Superman can be very mobile. It's going to be advantageous to them in terms of rotation. They'll be very fast, and his respo will be insane in this match. But for the side of 11 PM Curfew, with the combinations that they can create with their lineup, I'm pretty sure they can try to take some advantages. Like what they're doing now, they have stolen one small camp.
One small cam coming into it. G-Range has been taking a lot of damage with the heals. Has been popped by David, hopping over the wall by Garlic Mayo and also Quinn. Vittorio just wanted to chase down a Lumber here into the early game with the damage that Superman has. Is this the early game? 1 minute into the count, still no casualty, but one still coming for 111 curfew.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And with that steal, it's gonna delay a little bit the Kira. Oh no, not the Kira. Right, Kira. It will
Yeah, the Kira.
It will delay the Kira. And right now, I'm not sure who's going to try the first clash here. But both of the junglers are, I think, finishing off their farms just at the right moments.
Yeah, it just have a lot of potential for Zephyrs because Zephyrs is already level 4. The Spider Stifler has to just take a lot of resources in the lanes here, so has a lot of time to just farm up onto the top side. Galimero will be taken out here with a lot of damage. First blood for Stifler. Galimero is a Lumber. That early Lumber has not a lot of tankiness to still go in with the dash robot. Doesn't even hit from Fish, and Vittorio needs to run away despite being Superman right now. So the too easy for Blue is in the mid lane. Want to give a lot of support into the mid, and 1 kill just for Stifler.
Yeah, and wait, I'm not sure it's over yet. There's still a clash here in the Spirit Sentinel. I'm not sure if Fish is gonna get out here alive. They have disengaged.
Yeah, they have to disengage because of how low level curfew is. Because if they could just go for a fight, Fish and also Clear will be taken out. They already give 1 kill for Stifler, but after 1 more kill, a 3 kill for side of OneSnap, it will be hard for them because of they have early competition. If they bottle up the lead in the early game, it will be nasty for them into the mid game because of OneSnap has the Hayate also with the Kira.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And while you were discussing that, we did see on the map that the Superman died against 3 members of 11 p.m. curfew. What I think though for this lineups, both lineups, they really have to position themselves really well. And what happened there in the top lane, where Yena and Richard just went 1-on-1, and the Yena was victorious.
Yeah, because you versus a Yena with the victory in the early game without a lot of passives coming for Richter. Yeah, early damage. Whoa, okay, the fight is a lot on the bottom side as well. Vittorio with the Ice Breath and the Kings of Glory coming for the range secures the kill. 3 kills into the counts of OneSnap. 2 only the respawn coming for 11 curfew, but Stifler doesn't want to back down this early. Quinn with the ultimate just go away, and Garlic maybe a little bit too late to just defense into mid lane.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He was a little too late there, but at least our Pain was very smart in terms of escaping that gank. But here in the middle, we do see that they're trying to gank onto 11 p.m. curfew, but both of them have decided to disengage this rather than take on a fight. They can, but our tried to go into 2 members of OneSnap Esports. Is he going to survive? No, he does not.
Yeah, because of how early Pain is. Pain has the S2s with the silence and the slows. But meanwhile, side of OneSnap, they have Akira and also the range with the stuns. So it will be hard for Pain to run away because, yeah, you have the soul, you can run away, but no ultimate, it's just a little bit too hard. Victoria's coming onto the back, and Fish will be taken out as well because Fish is a little bit too tanky with the Zavin. That's more birds. They need to run away. Garlic Mayo will be caught out or not because OneSnap is trying to make a place here, trying to kill a lot of Team 11 curfew.
Yeah, and though at least they were successful in not letting anybody die, I think it's very smart how OneSnap Esports is playing right now. They're rotating really fast, and that's what I was saying. I'll go with the Superman pick. But here in the jungle of our 11 p.m. curfew, there's Yana doing like a 1v4, and she sacrifices her life while the rest of her teammates secure the the second Abyssal Dragon of the game.
Yeah, second Abyssal Dragon, 1 each for the teams, and we can see how the rotation coming from Mayo himself. He can't go for Abyssal Dragon. He just caught a lot of OneSnap, just wanted to take the Abyssal Dragon, but 4 men coming from 11 curfew, 1 kill down Yena, but Yena, she is tanky, just did a lot of damage, nearly killed down Queen in that jungle.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and for that, I think right now, our 11 p.m. curfew is struggling a little bit because they're fighting with a very mobile team. So they're struggling on where they're going to defend. Is it going to be bot? Is it going to be mid? How fast can we even get to the team fight so that our teammates don't lose an advantage of where they are? We do see that on OneSnap really want to steal the stage buff, and they successfully do. This is just 3v3 here, and Vittorio using his skills to prevent any members from 11 p.m. to counter jungling.
Yeah, the beginning hit Superman because of not a lot of CC coming from 11 curfew, but onto the top side is still on the fight as Ice Press coming in onto Garlic Mayo, but the Conan Blitz doesn't even hit. But the damage coming from Queen will not secure us a kill here. Vittorio will be taken out by Fish, and this still goes in, and now Pain has been killed by 2EZ for Blue. Double kill for the Hayate, but still on the bottom side. Clear is on RTG, but the damage kind of Man of Mark Clear has is still a lot of damage RTG gives, but Clear needs to go back.
Yeah, and I think the Richer is really the person on the team of 1 p.m. curfew that's really struggling in this game. I'm pretty sure it's just because there's so much aggressive plays that our Yena's doing, and she's positioning herself really well in the map, like hiding in bushes so that she can get the advantage in every clash that they have. And they tried steal the Abyssal Dragon for the side of 11 p.m. curfew, but they were unsuccessful here. And with the mobility OneSnap Esports, they will disengage each side.
Yeah, they will, because how not a lot of CC coming from 11 curfew want to kill down the Superman. Despite of Superman can run away and also has the there's no purifier on the Vittorio, so it doesn't need to, because the purifier is for the CC count. The side of Vittorio, he can run away, give a lot of damage on way onto the Melopin and also the Medallion of Troy. But onto the top side, the Garlic Mayo has been spotted up by 4 men of OneSnap. One knockout coming from Vittorio, a lot of damage coming from Blue. Buck is in trouble. He pops up the ultimate, you range onto the backside, couple of attacks left, and Buck's been killed. Vittorio secures it, and onto the top side, Deathmore Boom is still Stifflex has been taken up. The range with the King of Glory, a little too late. It's all low. Fishbowl will take it out also, or no, on the backside, Vittorio double kill for Fish. Dude, Vittorio still once goes in. He can with the ultimate, with the lasers, doesn't even hit. And dude, they still goes in. Vittorio final kill, but it doesn't even hit. RTG one kills on to Clear, and Fish, he survives that clash, and Garlic Mayo kills down Vittorio. What a change over the van onto the top side, and now Garlic Mayo will be silenced and will be killed.
Yeah, that was a really long team fight. And in fairness to 11 p.m. curfew, they've been struggling this whole game, but that clash, I think, really went in favor of them. It just so happened that it extended so long that our OneSnap Esports just had so much backup to clear the end of that clash.
On the bottom side, Dash Robot, one hit coming back itself. One hit is left. Now the towers will be converted from the kill. They take 1 tower, 2 towers for the side of 11 curfew. Only 3 in the respawn for OneSnap. Still, we have a lot of kills. 9 kills for OneSnap, 8 for 11 curfew. What do they can do in this kind of matchup? Because it's not a lot of objective coming in for both teams.
Yeah, I do notice what you're saying, that they're not very objective based, but I do notice how our OneSnap Esports is very focused on delaying the jungler from the side of 11 p.m. curfew. I think after the first wave, all they've been doing is stealing the stage buff away from the Zephyrus, and that's creating problems for 11 curfew team. But they're not really behind that much. It's a little bit of gold, around 2k, but it's very easy for them to come back from it. They just have to get the right targets, like maybe the squishies like Hayate, not to focus on very tanky heroes like Superman and Thane.
Yeah, for me, the side of 11 curfew, they need to play a lot of objective. Yes, they OneSnap has the Superman, have the Hayate, a lot of pushing objective kind of heroes. So once that they need to find a way to kill down the Kira first, or Hayate. Yeah, it's hard to kill down Hayate because Hayate has the dashes and also Kunai Blitz to run away. And in this case, that too easy for Blue has the flicker, so it's just really hard. So not a lot of CC will make it through for 11 curfew. So on 11 curfew, they need to think of something.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And look at the zoning capability of this Superman. He's just zoning so many people while that was happening.
Oh.
OneSnap Esports got the Dark Slayer, and they will get the kill on Quinn trying to burst down the Hayate.
Yeah, it's just a lot of tankiness coming from OneSnap. Yeah, you're giving the pain for 11 curfew. You drafted with the Superman, Tain, and also Hayate. That pain is just a little too hard to play here because yeah, you have the slow coming for S2, you have the silence. But what if you cannot go in with your skills? That is OneSnap been thinking of with the draft coming from OneSnap. They already know that they want to nullify that pain. You pick the pain, I will ensure you cannot use it in this kind of composition.
Yeah, and we did think that they were in the lead in terms of team up. But you see a clash here in the red side, and there's a kill onto the Lumber as well.
I don't know what happened to Lumber, but it just goes in, receive a lot of damage, and just being killed by OneSnap because we know how Clum is OneSnap. They hold on to together, they rally a lot. Now we see the range with the zoning coming in, and Vittorio with the ultimate doesn't even hit because of Quinn pushing out the S2 right just in time, but it's still in the mid lane here. Clear time to clear the wave here, but no, a couple of attacks left for the mid tower.
Yeah, they were able to get it actually, and as well as the kill on the Captain too. I think at most our 11 p.m. curfew, they're really struggling also, not only with the Richard, but we do see a flash here in the bottom tier tower. There's so much Bart going low, but it's all on the side of OneSnap Esports.
4 kills, OneSnap with OneSnap only still goes in. Clear with the dashes need to go away. They cannot do anything coming from 11 curfew because of no annual cycle coupled attack. This is OneSnap game. It's just win OneSnap. They take 4 kills just with the Kuna Blitz. Has an AOE.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but let's ask the opinion of Izaq on his short analysis from his side. Izaq?
I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. As mentioned earlier, the casters, all of them, KazeeB and Mikos, voted for 11 p.m. curfew to take this game. I feel like they weren't able to utilize their meta picks enough, and they just fell off. Like they needed more aggression, they needed more ways to really get those picks going, but they couldn't get the picks that they needed, and we could see Quinn here just having a completely hard time trying to burst anyone down. And even if, let's say, for example, they had the best possible picks for this scenario, they didn't have the damage output to take any one of the key heroes down for the side of OneSnap, which essentially allowed them to drag the game out even more and then just overcome everything by the mid game. So it's a really, really solid performance there from OneSnap Esports. Now,
yeah,
with
11.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 11 curfew make mistakes into the last 2 picks. The pick is Zephyrs and also the pain. I do think if they pick something that has CC in mid, it would be easy for them because that Superman is just super nonsense in that game. Vittorio, love you, bro.
Well, we're going to be going for a short break before we head into the next series. Again, congratulations to OneSnap Esports. The next series of this evening, it's going to be BossGamingPH Team Barney as they go up against Lagim Esports. We will be back in just a moment.
See you after this.
AOV nga pala to. I don't stay, but I can stay while Oh! So no Barney. I was looking at the top. Are we going to say anything about the result?
Just sad 11 if you lost the game, but OneSnap, they come on top.
I had a feeling.
No, it's just like all planned. OneSnap, Hilab, Halia, MLB is on lower bracket. Yeah, it's just like all planned.
Vittorio. Vittorio's gonna cast. Yeah, that's why I turned off my camera. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, Superman.
Superman.
Really cheeky Superman pick, huh?
It was more deciding if we're gonna go with Varus or not.
Because I already predicted Varus pick in the live. Just you pick it once again.
You guys, the mic and live, they can still hear us. They can still hear us live.
That was a close call. And heaven's will.
Run on hammer time.
The wind holds all the secrets. Your team has destroyed 私はアスナ。そしてこっちが。
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たち新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、ソロプレイヤーのキリトくん、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょう。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリトくん、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから、がぜん腕が鳴るぜ。
そうだね。それじゃあ早速ログインしてみよう。
あ、リンクスタート。
一緒に戦う仲間もいるよ。
よし、行くぞ。
はじめまして、私はアスナ。そしてこっちが。
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たちしばらくの間新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、ソロプレイヤーのキリトくん、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょう。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリトくん、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから、がぜん腕が鳴るぜ。
そうだね。それじゃあ早速ログインしてみよう。
あ、リンクスタート。
一緒に戦う仲間もいるよ。
You're muted, Izaq. You're muted. Oh, we can't hear you. Can you talk, Vittorio? Oh, I think it's on my end right now. Let me just head into a commercial break again. Alright, I think it's on my end. I have to reconnect. I don't know what happened.
「大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから」
君たち俺が見守る。
It's time for the second series of the Kaisaya Community Cup, day number 8. This is Izaq Plays, and joining me on the caster's desk is gonna be Vittorio Gaming and Mikos. This is between Superiors and IU Team UWU. Vittorio, what are we expecting for this series?
Superman pick.
No. Actually, I'm still looking forward for any D-Rack. The D-Rack is one of the most highest percentage of the win, in terms of wins in our former games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a D-Rack in any lineup if he's not banned.
Well, let's see if that pushes through. How about you, Mikos? This is gonna be a really, really solid game. What are your thoughts on this one?
A Zenka pick. Let's go. I would love to see season 1 to season 5 hero though, because yeah, in APL we cannot see it. Yon pick in APL 100% win rate. So now I hope Yon pick here as well.
We might be seeing something like that. Who knows? But so far, the picks in the bans looks like a Zip and a Kira already taken out here. Any other bans that we might be expecting here aside from a possible Dirac ban, Vittorio?
Yeah, maybe Laville, Ellender. I wasn't expecting that Alain. For me, he's very, very underpowered in 5v5s, especially in the early game. So, both of the marksmen are now open. So I think they're gonna prio pick one of them, a Laville or an Ellender.
Yeah, that's gonna be really big for them to get either one. The opposing team could have the other, whichever one they would pick too. So I think that's something they need to consider. Now, let's see what they actually think of picking here. Solyi is still taking his time with 30 seconds on the clock. Looks like it's going to be an Elandor pick based on what he's showing here. And there we go. Mikos, what are your thoughts on Elandor?
Yeah, they picked Elandor first pick, so now the counter attacks will coming from Team UWU. So Elandor pick, you need to play early aggressive. For Team Superior, they have Richter open, they still have mid lane Rash, the side lane Cafney or Laville, so they need to prioritize onto the Elandor pick, something that can bring an early game, because we know Elandor 6 minutes into the game, 10 minutes is Elandor time, but 15 minutes into 20 minutes is all marksman side lanes, because of Elandor has a lot of potential in the early game.
All right, and looks like because of this Elandor pick, they're thinking of picking up a Tulin and a Malok. Now, we know how big of a game changer Malok is, especially with that ult. The early game on the Tulin could be a very big deal as well. Is this something that the Elandor pick should be worried about, Vittorio?
If you're really good at using the Elandor skill, you can micro most of the, even the Malok's shock. The Tulin, he's more on damage based, but if he can't reach that Elandor, definitely he won't be able to kill him.
Alright, yeah, that makes really good sense. He needs to dive in, and Tulin isn't exactly the kind of mid laner with the highest range. So they're going to be pairing up the Elandor with an Omen and a possible raid. There we go. Those are two really big picks, and I don't think they're planning to flex the Richter topside. So since they have the Omen here, this Richter's probably going to be a support. What are your thoughts on this, Mikos?
Richter side lane, because of Elandor jungle, they have Omen onto the Dark Slayer Richter side lane. Because yeah, for me, I do not pick the Omen first, because the Superiors can still down Alice, because of Malok Alice in the early game will disrupt Elandor jungle. So it was just really hard. So now hovering for Lindis for Team IU, it will be kind of a question, because of you can pick the Alice here, because if you not pick it, Alice will be banned.
Yeah, they're probably gonna need to pick that up soon, but I think they're prioritizing the Lindis instead here on IUU. And there we go.
Mm.
So first 3 picks are down. They're gonna ban out the Laville there. They could, because if Elandor is in the jungle, they could possibly just move Richter to the support role instead. But I don't think that they're planning to do that. Based on the
Yeah,
bans, they're
it's
gonna be
gonna be
hovering on a
big.
pain.
Yeah, it still can be flags, Elandor side lane, Richter support, or Omen side lane. So it just really well in the first 3 picks for Superior. Because yeah, they are the superiors, so they are showing it now.
Well, I'm gonna toss another question here to Vito. Mikos earlier mentioned this Alice ban. Do you think it's a must ban in this case?
Yes,
yeah,
because of
definitely.
Elandor.
Definitely, you know, if the Elander that can't use his skills, he gets silenced, he gets stunned. It's gonna be hard for the Elander to dodge the skill shots of Malak. Especially Malak's SS is very, very slow, you know. So with that
Oh.
Alice pick,
Oh.
you know,
Did they just
Don't
miss a
ban it.
ban?
maybe it was a miscommunication in their part.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
maybe he said, "Oh, we give you the Alice. We dare you to pick the Alice for you." So we want the Alice and Melo pick. We want to play Elandor in the dangerous zone. So I think we can do it. So we give you the Alice.
That's a possibility, but I don't think so. I feel like they were hovering on a Krizix right there. They probably wanted to ban it, but didn't press ban in time. So looks like the final ban on the side of IUU is gonna be this Raz. Now, why the Raz ban, Mikos?
Oh, for me, Rash ban because of the Melo mid. And Melo support, because yeah, the fireball will have a lot of slows for Melo, so Melo will be hard to reach with the cleaves, and also the soul steal will not have a lot of defense. So side of IU, they think a lot. It doesn't want to has a lot of CC for superior in the early game, because we know Rash will defeat Melo in the early game. They have a lot of potential. Rash been banned, so Melo and also the support can just dive or invade the jungle of Superior.
Yeah, that makes really good sense. But now, here's another option I'm thinking of. What if they put Alice Richter bot side for the side of Superiors here? They could block pick the Alice since they weren't able to ban it. Would that be a possibility in just moving a lander to the jungle, Vito?
Yeah, it will be really possible, you know. Having an Alice could really speed up the ganks, speed up the vision. If you have an Alice, you have a shield, you have a stun, you have a silence. What more can you ask for a support?
That's true. That's true. Let's see if they're gonna actually pick up the Alice here. They could block pick it or allow IU to actually get it. Question is, are they actually gonna do that? So far,
Yeah,
they're hovering on a
hovering
Baldoon. So, AOEs, Wild Prison, Wild Charge. Looks like they're gonna prioritize that over an Alice. So a possible support last pick for IU could be that really big Alice game changer here. Crixie gonna be their final pick for their mid lane, going up against Tulin there. What are your thoughts on the mid lane matchup here? Because
Mid lane matchup, Tulin versus Crixie. Early game, of course, it's Tulin, but Superior, they messed up onto the mid lane matchup here. They have Baldoon, they have Crixie first, second last 2 picks. They pick Crixie, they know the mid lane is Tulin. They already have the Richter in early game. Yes, Richter can flex on the side lanes, giving a lot of potential for IU, Tulin, Malok, and also a Timmy, or I see they hovering onto Omega. They can invade. So if they invade the Superior jungle, it will be hard for Superior to have the potential in the early game. Because of there's Elandor, there's Omen, also Richter, they need the snowball early.
that makes really good sense. But with that, it's a lumber last pick. Alice was completely disregarded in the draft for today, boys. Now, Vito, bold prediction, who's winning this game?
Well, I really like the blue side's composition over the red. I think the red side is too slow, but we'll see because in the late game the Malak is very very scary and we all know that, and the Yena has the most best ambush potential that that could turn around the game. So we'll never know.
All right, there we go. So got a prediction for one of the casters. We're gonna save Mikos' prediction for later. But for now, again, going into the game here, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this event. A big thank you to Garena AOV Indonesia, Richard Tyers from Scotland, Srank Gaming, and Arthelian Gaming for providing a whole lot to make sure that this event happens. Don't forget the giveaway in the pinned comment below. Check it out and join in on the fun. But for now, this is going to be Superiors going up against Team UWU for this best of one. Casters, take it away.
All right, thank you for the sponsors and thank you Izaq for the hosting. And we are in the game, the second game for today. We have a lot of potential in early game. We have a lot of burst damage. We have Baldoom, Vittorio. What do you think side of Superior and also IU could do in the early game?
They still have a lot of that in early game potential. So. But that Crixie is just staying at that base, so I'm not sure if they can even make a play at the first onset of the game.
Yeah, it's just early versus Tula. Yeah, Tula early game. You have Crixie late game, but you're just staying on the base. So what is your component into the late game? It was just a 4v5 right now.
Yeah, I think this is gonna sometimes gonna cost them the game. No one tried to post the game, even though the Crixie was staying for the first wave. So he's gonna be behind at level 2. Let's see if Team IU could capitalize on this.
Yeah, Team IU will capitalize because they have BANAL, they have Tulan, they can just invade. But I do think I see in the map. Team IU, they doesn't want to take a risk into the early game. Yes, because it's just really hard for them because of Elendor. Elendor with the passive has the burst damage. So it just IU doesn't want to take a lot of I will not say advantage. It's just they doesn't want to take a risk because if they just goes in, they have a Richter in mid, they have Elendor. It will turn south for them if they make a mistakes.
Yeah, definitely, especially if someone gets kited by the Elender. And the Elender is a very, very fast clearer, and as we know, that's why they're not trying to invade Elender's jungle. Because if they get a first blood, if Team Superior gets a first blood, the momentum will shift even if that Crixie is not in the game.
Yeah, because you pick the Crixie, you need to wait for 15-minute games, 10 minutes or 8 minutes as well for the Barrett Agony and also the Turbo Reaper, because we know that a lot of damage, a lot of burst with the full combo Crixie can give. It will be the main factor for Team Superior. Now Crixie is back, Crixie is Gucci to play, and now Hilmi is trying to find some position onto where Elendor is. Miracle will finish this Salamander camp in a couple of seconds left. 4 main people coming from Superior is on the bottom side.
Yeah, they're actually, trying to form a vision for the early Sentinel, and there's a topside clash, and that Omen is getting caught by the Lindis. That Omen is too overextended, and Diana was very, very good at ambushing him. But in the bot lane, that Lumbor got killed off.
Yeah, we can just how separated the team fight is, bot side, top side. It just have a lot of potential here. But onto the bottom side, the Superior kill, one kill is Baldoom, so it doesn't really matter the most. But IU Putra takes the first kill from Team IU. The first blood with the Lindis first kill, so it will be hard for Elendor to fight down the Lindis because of the first kill has a lot of potential. Now we see 1.4 goal for Lindis is 1.3, just 100 goal lead from Lindis. But if Lindis has the lead long enough, it will burst down the Elendor, so Elendor will have a hard time.
That Lindis was just farming when the Team IU was in a good position to get that Baldoom. He prioritized that small camp.
Yeah, because you're a carry, you and ADC in the late game, you have a lot of damage. But yeah, a lot of potential pickups onto the top side as well. Yena is the direct counter for Omen. So now Omen should realize it already died 2 times. After this, it should realize I need to play safe. I need to doesn't really pull the trigger for my team because that's Yena. The Yena has a lot of early damage, so I need to play safe. So if I doesn't want to play safe, it will cost us the game.
Yeah, I was actually watching while Omen was getting killed. He was actually lagging.
Oh, it's just lagging?
Yeah,
Alright,
he was just standing there while the Yena was bursting down. But here comes, there's a clash going in.
Double attacks coming from Miracle and one fairy coming from Thanatos here for it. The Crixie doesn't even hit. So a lot of potential ganks on the top side, but Living Putra has the eye skill as one coming from Lindis, has a lot of potential to see where his Superior is. Now Superior, they need to play really aggressive here because of how if they can bait up the Malok shots, because yeah, Malok side lanes will not have a lot of help into the team fight, but if Malok once jump onto your backside, you will be punished. But the ultimate's coming in from Risky on the backside. Also, Cherry with the ultimate has a lot of potential to take the first kill, but a Wild Prison has secured onto Risky. A couple of wild shots nods in, kills one. The double turret coming in. Putra with one Moonfall with a kill into Thanatos. Thanatos needs to run away. One attack just left. Ultimate just landed, and Desert 2 kills to pick up for 2/2 coming from that clash alone.
Yeah, it was a 4v5 exchange. I think it was a very, very ill setup for Team Superior. They don't have the Omen. The Omen is still, running through the wall. So you won't really expect any help from an AFK teammate. So they should have just farmed and stayed their way in the tower.
Yeah, onto the other side, pick up one kill onto Richter. Richter cannot do anything because of the damage coming from the side of IU isolated too much. Putra, full burst coming in from the move for the shots onto the backside. Hilby takes the first kill. Thanatos is need to run away with the passive coming from Popo. It's a little bit too much. Putra just on the side into the brush. Want to kill down Thanatos, but Thanatos needs to go back.
Yeah, that clash again. They was almost overturned, but that Malok shock just put the momentum in IU's team.
Oh, Steels goes in, but the dash is coming twist here onto the mid brush here. Do they want to still chase it now? Because IU Putra is on the Sentinel here. Oh, it doesn't spot. Do they go to all the full burst coming in from the Crixie or not? No move for yet been pushed, but Thanatos on the side lane here. Cherry sub it the lumber just a little bit too tanky because the damage coming from Crixie is just not be online just yet because this is the 6th minute. Only the boomsticks for the Crixie.
Yeah, it's still it's not yet that one-sided. It's just a 2k gold lead. I think they can still play smart. They should let that Team IU just overextend to get a turnaround of the game. Look at that Malok shock.
Oh, that shock just onto the bot, but a Miracle here didn't need to run away because of the ultimate coming from Hilmi. Cherysel with a lot of damage, and Putra with caught up, but the damage can be shut down from Miracle. Only 2 versus 3 on the bottom. Moonfall with Thanatos on the side lane. Risky flicker coming in with the butterfly. Miracles is making miracles for Superior. The cause of the Wild Prison is going into the side. Chest out to taking kill. Double kill for Miracle, and they are on the kill spree. 7 kills. This is the first lead for Superior, and they are on the killing spree.
Yeah, it was a lot of plays for that Miracle. Just going in and going out, just microwing every skill shot that Team IU was throwing at him.
Yeah, we just can see how Team IU, they have a lot of lead in the early game, but they kind of bottle it. They try to trade it with an objective into the mid lane. Now first tower for both teams. Side of is still level with 7 kills for IU. Or still go in. Therese been caught up here with the dashes from Cherisa. Cherisa needs to go back. This might be the counter attack time for Team IU. Oh, they waited for the potential. They wait for the mistakes coming from Superior team.
Yeah, but it's the gold lead is already narrowing down to 0.6k. You know, with those kinds of mistakes, it will really, you know, you'd really feel it. The Ellender has that big burst potential in the mid game, and they should be really careful of giving him those early and mid game kills.
Yeah, the question is, Lindy still has the upper hand for a 400 goal lead, but yeah, we see how the micro plays coming from Superior onto the top side here. Therese will be taken out by the tower, but Butterfly Dance coming from Miracle, but he cannot just burst down 3 people with the passage coming from Tulan. It's just really hard. He needs to go away because of full burst damage. Oh, Ayu still goes in. It's whoa, no, Miracle! He just goes in. He can't take the kill. Then Yena been outplayed. GG Miracle from Dota coming for AOV.
Yeah, what a play that Miracle's showing us. He's showing us an Ellender doesn't need protection. But here comes the Baldum. In the bottom side, gets picked off by the Lindis and Malok. Malok was too tanky. He was just tanking that tower. All the while, Lindis was getting free hits.
Yeah, you do know that after the Elendor just goes back into the butterfly, they have a couple of bonus attack here, but if they can play that out with the Elendor, it would just really well. Ultimate coming from Cherasong on to Thanatos. Thanatos need to run away. He doesn't have the full burst just yet, but Yena just killed down Elendor on top side. Risky, whoa, really cheeky coming for Risky. Kills down Elendor. That's a shutdown, and we see a lot of gold coming for the Yena. Full burst Yena with the rank breakers on the arms. Oh, late game, it will be scary.
Definitely the Ellender's not gonna have any chance if that Yena gets more gold to build his items.
Items are now Sanguine need to run away. Yeah, it's just really necessary. You pick it Omen with a Sanguine skin and your name is Sanguine. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, quickly gets bursted in the top lane.
I just missed a lot of team fight, but still he not run away here. Because see how Team IU, they have a lot of potential in the early game. They bottle into the mid game. Still on the 10 minutes, they try to make the momentum is them. So now under Soli is the right away shots coming in under the tower with one clear, but a lot of damage on the. They just goes in under the tower. Why Prison is caught up to Ree, but the damage is not there. Miracle is free, hitting a lot. Miracle is giving it best. Do they can a lot of damage onto the Miracle itself, but a lot of potential. It just goes in with about a 5 deaths. It takes a second kill. Hilby with the one clip. Miracle is still alive. Putra is next to fall. Putra needs to run away. No white just flicker for Solyi. Solyi needs to chase it or not because Putra is still alive.
You know, even if the Goldie is already in the Team IU, you can just help but to root for this Ellender. This Ellender just, you know, keeps on microwing in the sliver with a sliver of health, killing Diana.
Yeah, because this is really hard to kill down the Yena as well. Because yeah, a lot of APL players play Yena, tanky Yena, and because of he needs to sustain in team fight. But the side of Team IU plays the damage, kind of risky, still on top, but the kind of steals onto the Dark Slayer. Miracle being chased down by Cherisha, ultimate being waste, and they are still protecting Miracle. A lot of damage. The Sophie will take it out. Raw Prison with the ultimate takes down 3, but that shot is just really the waste. And now Superior, they need to go back because of no kiting, no enough of a front liner. They need to be aware because of no Thanatos and also Soft Yi. They need to go back. If not, they will bottle the ground.
Yeah, look at that Omen just taking that tier 2 tower while all the clashes was being done in the top lane. And they're
being done or not, they need to run away. He needs to run away. Putra with these shots coming in, and he'll be one slash. Slice and dice. Putra secures the kill onto Omen. Yeah, you take one tower, we take your life.
But you know, tower for a hero exchange is really worth it. But look at here, the Richter is fighting Diana while Miracle is hovering down in the top lane. Let's see if he's gonna go for an engage, and we see that he's just going for that Sentinel instead.
Yeah, because they need to be safe for Miracle, because a Miracle will make a place here because the damage already has the Boa Slaughter and also the Muramasa. So a lot of damage and a lot of cooldown for that Elendor. So if they can protect the Elendor, this might be the game for them into the mid lane with the clash. Ultimate's coming for Charizard here with the Splitter to risk it to run away because of that. Richter really not going to survive if the clash is going to make up in this kind of matchup.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the Dark Slayer was down. If the heroes get get damaged and almost bursted down, they know that they're going to be in a position to take that dragon right now.
Yeah, into the mid lane here, have a lot of potential with the Crixie late game. We have the Tober Reaper and also the Boomsticks. Now, do they want to take a fight because of our late game Crixie will have a lot of potential? So, side of IUU, they already have a lot of pressure put up onto Superior here. Do they want to force a fight or not? Because they have the Mallet, they need to use it into the brush right now. Ultimate coming in from Charizard onto the side. Putra is still free, hitting the prison wall, doesn't even hit. Sophie with the hit coming in, and they are still on the brink. Risky with the cheeky fight, but Miracle is still free hitting. They cannot fight down the Lindes, but they can take a lot. And Risky 2 kills will pick up for Team IU, and only in the respawn 1 death by Risky in the tower to be taken down. A lot of damage betrayed.
The 3-man shock, but it misses, and then the Elender tried to micro that, but it is not enough. That Lindis has that range, and now the game is set for IU team.
Yep, IU Team UWU making the plays with the Mallow without the Alice and the Lumber Pig. We see Putra in the late game itself has a lot of potential versus Eldor. That's why the mistakes coming in for Superior. He doesn't want to play aggressive.
Now let's call on Izaq to get a brief analysis of the game. Izaq?
Man, I feel so bad for Elandor. You know, the lag issues on that Omen just feels so bad. He did everything he could, and then it was just that one misplay at the very end that practically cost him the game. When he went down, everything just fell apart. Was a good game nonetheless for Superiors. They just did not have enough due to the issues to get that win. So still, congratulations to Team IUU for doing what they could and really showing that even towards the end, you know, as long as you try, you're gonna find a way to take that victory. So very, very good job to both these teams. But as we head on to a short break, our next series is going to be between Maskmen and Rise Mad. We will be back with you shortly. Don't go anywhere, boys and girls.
Bye. I'll take a break. I'm so hungry now.
大事な人を
Is KazeeB.
気持ちよくわかるから
Oh, I'm just so hungry right now.
行くわよ終わりよ耐えた待ちなさい遅い今耐えた待ちなさい Double kill 大事な人を助けたいって気持ち私にもよくわかるから行くわよ終わりよ耐えた待ちなさい遅い今 How will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we're meant to be instead of instead that we're meant to be? We're meant to be. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be. How will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we're meant to be instead of that we're meant to be? We're meant to be. That we're meant to be. We're meant to be.
Welcome back, boys and girls. We are now at the third series of the KCC AOV day number 8. This time, we're going to be watching the Maskmen from the Philippines as they go up against Rise Mad from Indonesia. Joining us on the caster's desk this time is going to be Vittorio and KazeeB. KazeeB, welcome back. What are we expecting for this series?
Weirdly enough, I've already seen Rise Mad already in a game, even though they're the Indonesian team. They're very good, actually. I expect a very action-packed game for both teams.
All right. How about you, Vito? Any interesting things you want to point out for this series?
I'm just very perplexed at the first Kafeni, the first pick for the blue side. It's a Kafeni. I think there would have been a better, first pick for them. I think an Ellender Kafeni combo is a very scary combo. Even if I dislike two marksmen in one team, but I think if they prioritize the Ellender and then get a Kafeni to get the damage and then not pick that Elaine, it would be better for the draft. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, I remember you saying that Elaine isn't exactly that good in terms of a 5v5 matchup. So this Elaine pick could be pretty risky, but probably a skin flex. Looking good on Kirito. But of course, first 3 picks already down for both of these teams. Alice, Elaine, and Caffany here on the blue side. KazeeB, what do you think about this Caffany Elaine pick here?
I have to agree with Vittorio in terms of the Elaine pick. He's very good in 1v1, but in terms of team fight, he won't contribute as much. But the Caffany pick, is a good first priority because since the Laville was banned, I think she's the most OP available to pick. Well, apart from the Elandor, but maybe this team of Maskmen don't really have their their mindset on that kind of pick or kind of jungler.
Yeah, that's true. That really makes good sense now. But based on the picks and the bans, they're gonna be banning out the Cricknack, the Crixie. They're taking out a Pain, and they're not gonna ban for the side of blue. Okay, so just 3 bans for the blue side. Is there a strategic reason that they could possibly be doing that? No.
For me, if you're not gonna ban, it means you're just wasting a precious moment where you can ban, so the counter picks that you have in the first 3 picks. So for me, it's very, very wasteful. So any strategy that involves not picking that 4th ban is very, very wasteful for a team.
Well, they probably made a mistake there. They couldn't ban out the Jannar, which would probably not have made sense either. But who knows what goes on in the minds of the Maskmen right now. They're going to be locking in the Darcy and a Zill for the final 2. And looks like Rise Mad are hovering on a Killdraw. Omen and Killdraw in one team. Casey, do you have any thoughts on that? Is that possible?
For me, in their lineup for the side of Rise Mad, if they end up picking the Malok, it will not work that much with their composition. But if they want to go for a 2 warrior setup, I think Malok would be an okay pick for them, and I think they're gonna lock this in.
All right, there we go. Yep. They're going to be picking up the Malok. They have the Omen for the top side. Looks like the Elandor is going to be sticking to the jungle here. So, could possibly be a side lane. Yep, double fighter on the side lanes. Now, Casey, I'm going to ask you this time, what's your prediction based on the picks for both of these?
Well, for me, I like the Zill pick on the side of Maskmen, but their overall composition is kind of lacking in my opinion. So between the 2, I'd go with the composition of Rise Man. They have the burst damage, they have the tankiness, plus they have the Teamy for the extra life in case they make any mistakes. So I'd go with that team comp.
All right. So let's see if we're going to be seeing some more Elandor action, just like what we did in the previous game. This is going to be Maskmen on the blue side as they go up against Rise Mad on the red side. Casters, take it away.
Thank you for that, Izaq. Very, very good evening to everyone. Welcome to the Game 3 of the Day 8 of Kaisaya's Community Cup. And I'm Vittorio, and I'm with KazeeB. We're now going to be seeing a lot of action. It's going to be a Philippines team for the Philippine team will be the Maskmen, and then Indonesian team, Rise Mad. Who do you guys got? Put that in the comment section so we would know who you are rooting for. So based on the lineup, KazeeB, could you explain more what we could expect in the early game stages of the game?
Well, for me, since our Rise Mad team has that Elandor in their lineup, it's going to be fairly easy for him to farm up and be able to rotate easily. As for our Maskmen side, I think they should focus more on feeding their getting her very fed so that they get a lot of advantages to this game, because like mid to late game Caffeine is really hard to.
Definitely, Kafeni is very, very good at the early and even in the mid game, but we'll see if if the Kafeni cannot farm effectively, she won't really be that effective going into the mid and late game.
Yeah. I agree there. So, and I think the Malak will struggle a little bit in terms of going against some marksman in the lane, but we from the Raz on the Caffeine getting a few hits of his second skill onto her. And our team is really like the best support ever for this Elandor, accompanying him and increasing his farm very faster now.
Alright, I'm gonna. As you can see here, that the Rice Mat is really doing a lot of good jobs poking in from the lineup, trying to set up a good pace. The Sentinel is coming out at its 10 seconds, and Rice Mat is in a very, very good position to take the first Sentinel and maybe go down and contest that Abyssal Dragon if ever they prioritize it. The Omen is really, really helping the Ellender, and now they're going for Abyssal Dragon. I think they're gonna clear this mid lane and go straight to the Abyssal Dragon, while the Zill is just gonna be farming in their blue. I just hope that the Maskmen will just play defensively and let them take the Abyssal Dragon, because if they get the objective and get some kills, that Ellender is gonna snowball to the mid game.
And I do think that we're gonna get the first Abyssal Dragon of the game in favor of Rise Mad here, though the Caffeine uses our ultimate to try to a little bit onto our Rise Mad team.
Well, as you said, KazeeB, that Caffeine versus Malok matchup is a very, very bad one. But a Malok just needs to stay defensively and stay alive, so as not to let that Caffeine get the early snowball that she direly needs, because that Ellender is already at 1.8k.
Yeah, and early in the game, a fed Ellender is gonna be very hurtful for any members of our Maskmen team. And let's see what kind of this Maskmen are trying to set up here. Top lane, there are 3 members here, but on the top lane we do see the rest of Rice Mad trying to gank on to our lane, and with the ultimate from the Omen, he wasn't able to escape with his life.
Yeah, Alain's SS is very, very predictable. He just, after that duration of invulnerability, he's very, very susceptible to all the CCs coming to him. Now they're looking for that first tower. And that teamy pops his SS in time and gets that DS tower with no kills for Maskmen.
Yeah, well, since it's very early game right now, I think it's very smart of the teammate to do so that he can respond to his teammate. Anyway, the Omen trying to set up his first team, but because he wasn't able to reach any members from the Maskmen, they will and just take the Spirit Sentinel instead, which is very good for their team for the gold, getting gold for the Ellender as well.
Now the gold lead is already at 2k. That Ellender already built his first and second item. He has a War Boots and also the Scorching Wind. Just this early, I think, a very, very farm Ellender is gonna go on top of a Caffeine. Anytime that shock hits
What
2
a
of
shock.
them.
Yeah, hit 2 of the members of Maskmen. I'm not sure if that has it in her to survive this 4v1 onslaught. The Zill has just arrived here in the bot lane, but with both of his team members already dead, they cannot engage this 4 and pump that our Rise Mad has, and with that they secure the second Abyssal Dragon of the game.
They're not in a very, very good position. They gave them 2 kills and also an Abyssal Dragon and maybe this tier 1 tower in the bot lane. So objectives wise, Rice Mad is already on top. That Darcy gets bursted down by a Raz in the mid lane in a 1v1 situation.
Yeah, we do see that our Rise Mad team is able to go around the map very quickly right now, and they're doing everything they can to secure the proper objectives. While the team is almost getting ganked upon by 4 members, all 5 members of Maskmen. Is he going to survive this onslaught? Did he pop out his ultimate? Yeah, he did, and he survives.
Like I said, the Alain pick is really, really, getting the line, but they're trying to burst down this Malak. That Cafe really has that TPS, that SS by a Ras. KazeeB.
Yeah, for the rest of the members, they're driving here for the side of Rise Mad, but because there's so much backup coming from them, they have disengaged. They've chosen to disengage on the side of Maskmen. But the Omen here in the bot lane gets the Capitan ultimate and secures the kill onto her. But the rest of the members here of Maskmen are here to try to burst our Omen, and I'm not sure if he's gonna get caught, but with his teammates are now here to arrive the back up. They get a stun onto the Darcy, and the Darcy pays with his life. The Alice as well as the Elaine are alive, but with the Elandor so well, they secure the kill onto the Alice. With the Elaine, the only one left here to defend the bot lane.
That was a very, very bad setup for Maskmen. That Alain is not gonna be doing well in defending this tower.
We do see that Zil is trying to burst down all the members of Rise Mad here, but it's just so little. Both our marksmen for both teams trying to outpoke each other, but they do both die in the process. But
Yeah, but they take that top one tower. But they take that top one, the top turret tower. So I think it's a very, very good exchange. They get a lot of kills. They only had that Elender shut down, and the gold lead is already spiraling out of control. It's already at 5K. What do you think is what should Maskmen do to overturn the momentum against them?
Well, for now, I think they're really struggling with the lane pick right now, as well as the Alice and Darcy. Most of them are just 0-2 right now. And the mid lane, we see that there's from a lot of members here of the Rise Mad. There's so much backup coming, and the Elandor here in the team 3v4 in favor of our team, actually. And the Timmy pops out his ultimate just to survive, but 4 members are still alive for Maskmen, with the Capeni still alive. I think they're gonna be able to secure this first tier tower, but there's so many people trying to defend. Ultimate by the Alice. There's an engagement. The Elaine plays life there. So much tower damage, as well as the Alice. The Elandor's unstoppable right now with its support in front of him, setting for him and being there for him, as well as that Omen that just turned around that team clash.
Definitely, it really turned quick because the Islander already has a Clay Sancti and also a Slick Stings. So, in contrast, that Kafeni only has a Clay Sancti. You'd never expect that Kafeni to win over this very, very farm Islander. They already had the upper hand. They were in a position to take an objective, but they overreach with that Alain going in the tower, making a crucial mistake, getting the momentum back again to Rise Mad.
I agree with you there. The overextension from that lane, thinking that he could survive the onslaught from 3 members to defend that tower for Rise Mad, didn't really work out for them. And we do see our Rise Mad team ready to take the middle tier 2 tower here with the Drake summoned already. The Captain her ultimate to poke a little bit onto Rise Mad and the Drake as well, but the shot
it's gonna be a disaster.
Really well with Rise Mad, and there's so much damage coming from Rise Mad that it's really difficult for our Maskmen to survive this, and wasn't even in that area to assist his teammates. But we do see our Darcy getting 2 people, but he gets bursted down by all 5 members of Rise Mad, and then with this, I think they'll tower lock and secure the game.
Definitely, it was a very, very dominating game for Rise Mad. As we all saw, there was a lot of mistakes. Like I said, that Alain pick really costed them that DS. He wasn't really that, he wasn't really able to contribute a lot in those clashes. So, what do you think about it, KazeeB?
Yeah, I found it very in favor of Rise Mad, the way that they rotated the map, and there were a lot of clashes where the Timmy used his ultimate at the right time, not whether it was just to save himself or save his teammates, and it was really hard for our Maskmen to go against the onslaught of this Elendor, very fed, already at 9-8 gold. And how many minutes was that game, Vittorio?
Let's just ask Izaq what he thought about it.
Well, I feel like they drafted themselves into this hole. Elandor is going to need a whole lot more than just an Alice or a Darcy to be able to stop him. the crowd control on the side of Maskmen just was not enough to shut this hero down, and you could just see how well this Elandor just danced around the whole map, making sure that he got the gold, he got the objectives, and he got the kills at the same time. Really well played there for Iceman. Was a lopsided game, but Maskmen trying their best nonetheless. So as we head into the break here, we're going to be seeing 2 more games for this evening. The next series is going to be between MVP Wonder and Light Chasers. So don't go anywhere, boys and girls. We will be back after this short break.
That was a close call.
And heaven's will.
Run on hammer time.
The wind holds all the secrets.
I am heaven's will.
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たちしばらくの間新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、ソロプレイヤーのキリトくん、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょう。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリトくん、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから、がぜん腕が鳴るぜ。
そうだね。それじゃあ早速ログインしてみよう。
ああ、リンクスタート。
一緒に戦う仲間もいるよ。
よし、行くぞ。
大事な人を助けたいって気持ち、私にもよくわかるから。
君たち、俺が絶対に守る。君たちは俺が絶対に守るから。やっ！ 君たちは俺が絶対に守るから。やっ
Welcome back, boys and girls, to the KCC AOV day number 8. We are at the second to the last series, and it's going to be between MVP Wonder from Indonesia going up against Light Chasers from the Philippines. Still on the caster's desk, it's KazeeB and Vittorio Gaming. Vito, we had some really interesting Elandor matches recently. Are we expecting any Elandor games for this game as well?
I hope not. But you know, that miracle in the game 2 was really, really good. He left a good impression to me. Now I'm gonna spam Elandor in rank after this live stream.
Oh man. I'm gonna look forward to that. I regularly drop by your stream, although I don't comment. But you know, if I see some Elandor picks coming in for this series, you know, it's gonna be a really juicy game. But let's see what happens. So far, we're still waiting for the players to come in before they could start the lobby here. So let me ask a question to you, Casey. We talked about Elandor earlier. This time, can you tell me what would be the best way to counter this Elandor in terms of playstyle?
Well, for me, I'm not very. I don't really use Elandor, so I don't really know what's the best way to counter him. But I think someone with either control abilities or the types that can do burst damage without having to aim, like maybe like a Zill. I mean, so his ultimate just does damage, and it's like you don't really need to aim at him because of his skills. He's very how you call this? He can move from one point in the map to another, so it's very hard to catch him as well. So that's my opinion there.
Yeah, that makes really good sense. When you lock down an Elandor before he could actually dance around, I feel like that is actually your biggest chance to take down this really, really cheeky marksman. But looks like both teams are ready to start this series. We're going to be starting it in just a moment, boys and girls. So before anything else, please don't forget the comments. Let us know what you think, who's going to take this series, and of course, check out the pinned comment as well for the mechanics on how to join the giveaway for 500 vouchers. This event is sponsored, of course, by Garena AOV Indonesia, Richard Tyers from Scotland, Srank Gaming, and Arthelian Gaming. Big thank you to the sponsors for doing what they could to make sure that this event becomes really successful. Now going into the picks and the bans here, we're going to be starting off with MVP Wonder on the blue side and Light Chasers on the red side. Looks like there will be no Elandor. First ban right on the bat, no introduction necessary. Without an Elandor pick here, I feel like the stock value of this level could be even higher. Question is it gonna make it through the banning phase for this game? Vito, aside from the level, are there any other marksmen that we need to watch out for?
You know, It depends. I really like Kafedi, how bursty she is, but she needs a lot of protect. You know, just having that speed up is not gonna save you from a lot of CCs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's nice and all, but at the end of the day, if you can't protect your Caffeine's no use when she's dead. So I guess that's something to consider for the side of both of these teams. Laville looks like, oh, there we go. Yep, Laville is going to be banned out by Light Chasers, and immediately MVP Wonder just snatched that zip away. What do you think about that first pick, KazeeB?
Well, for most of the castings I've done, Zip is always almost banned. So I get the priority for him. And as a player, I really don't like Zip as someone who's my enemy, especially if he knows how to rotate in the map.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, Zip was made to just be annoying. So having an enemy support playing as Zip could change your approach with how you're going to be playing the game. But for the side of Light Chasers, I don't think they mind too much. They're going to pick up a lane and lumber for their first two picks. What do you think about that, Vito? I know you don't really like the lane, but having them as the first two, what's this?
Yeah, I know. You know, for me, Alain is a very, very good hero if you're in rank. But in a 5v5 fight, wherein a lot of heroes can gank you, Alain is not that good. He doesn't have the sustain, and most of the Alain users we see here in the Philippines build the Clave Sancti first before building defensive items. And so I'm not really a fan of Alain, especially if you're from a Philippine team.
Well, you know, it's the do or die mentality of the Philippines. We're gonna pick the damage items and then think about defense later. But with Alain Lumber being picked up here, they're planning to pair it up with a Crixie, and they're gonna need to go up against a very stacked opponent here. They have the Zip, they have the Hayate, they even get the Pain, possibly as a jungler or as a mid lane. They're gonna lock in an arrow. So wait, what? Now I'm confused. You have a support already. You're gonna pick another support, and then you have an Alain who isn't exactly, you know, impressive in terms of the damage department. Vito, what can you say about the Light Chasers right now?
It's completely baffling me that they picked the arrow without Lumber. I'm not even sure right now where they're gonna put that arrow.
Oh my god. DS Lumber, maybe? You know, carry Lumber is the new meta. Maybe we could just rock the Lumber and then have Alain dive along with him, and then Aaron would be free hitting with Lions. Maybe, who knows what they're thinking of right now, but based on the bans, they have the Florentino taken out. They might even take out the Violet here. There we go. So no Violet necessary for the side of Light Chasers or the side of MVP Wonder. They still have two bans remaining. KazeeB, what could the two final bans be?
Well, for me, I think MVP will focus on banning out marksmans. And, well, as we saw, they decided to ban a Superman for the side of Light Chasers. I'm not so sure what the priority is with the Superman ban, but maybe they just don't know how to deal with this type of hero if ever the opponent uses him.
Yeah, that's a possibility. An interesting Alistar ban as well. You're gonna take out a very crowd control heavy hero. I feel like they were thinking of a possible Aram Alistar combo, so they're gonna get rid of that immediately. And then looks like their fourth pick is gonna be a Slims. So 3 tanky heroes adding up with a Slims. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, to be honest. I mean, this is Hayate, this is Spain. That's a lot of mobility, and if they add the Richter and a Tulin as well, not to mention a Zip, this could be really scary. And I don't know if they could even get any kills with Slims being a very late game oriented hero. But let's figure out what the final two picks for MVP Wonder are gonna be. Do you think there are any really good picks that Light Chasers could make to salvage this draft, Vito?
I'm, I don't really know. Based on just the first 4 picks, I'm already confused. Oh, what kind of meta they're trying to pull off?
Oh my god. Well, there we go. We have an answer. Looks like it's gonna be a late butterfly mid-arum. I don't know. I don't know. If they pull this off, Vito is gonna be having a giveaway on his stream for 50 vouchers. I'm gonna be sponsoring that for him. I want to see this happen. You know, if they're gonna pick up a butterfly here, oh, never mind. They're gonna be picking up a Zephyrus, but you know, in hindsight, I feel like there's a little understanding coming in from Light Chasers. They have a lot of tanky heroes, and if MVP Wonder need to worry about 4 tanky heroes and completely forget about the Slims, they might find a way to turn the tides here. But if the target priorities are gonna be really good for MVP Wonder, it could spell doom right out the bat. But for you, KazeeB, what's your bold prediction for this game? Wow, oh my god.
Well, based on the team comps, I really have to go with MVP here because they have the burst damage from the Richer, the Malok, and the Pain. And since Hyatt has been buffed in the recent patch, plus the annoyance of the zip, and I think he's like a server's best or something. He has a stamp here on his name.
server.
So I'm gonna put my money on MVP.
Yep, and with the ranking to boot, this is looking like a really scary matchup right now for the Light Chasers. But for now, we're gonna head into the game here. So casters, take it away.
All right, thank you for that, Izaq. Now we're down into game 4. It will be MVP Wonder versus Light Chasers. It's also going to be a Filipino versus Indonesia. So who you got? Put that in the comments below. Now, how about you, KazeeB? Are you rooting for MVP Wonder, or are you rooting for our countrymen, the Light Chasers?
As I said to Izaq, I do prefer the MVP Wonder side just because I've never seen an arrow mid in my entire life. So, but they can still make this composition work. It will just really depend on how they execute it. The Zip is already here to start his annoyance, and he gets our red buff, delaying the jungler of the side of Light Chasers.
Yeah, it would really be a problem if the Zip does that a lot. I think, you know, what enabled that is they know that the enemy here, the Light Chasers, doesn't have a lot of poke. They are just tanky. They don't have a lot of damage, so they know it's gonna be safe if they try to invade and delay that Zephyrus. Now that Pain is already in the red camp, while that Zephyrus is just starting in the top.
Yeah, that's going to be very disadvantageous for our Light Chaser side. As I said before, that's one of the reasons why I don't like going against a Zip as an opponent, because that's what he does. Early game, he will try his best to delay the jungler of his opponent. And then mid to late game, he'll just try to extend the life of the Drakes or save his teammates from any potential kills that his opponents might get onto them. And the Slims the Hayate is able to secure the vision here in the bot lane. And our Pain has finished his farm already. He's here positioned in the bot lane.
Will this be a disaster for Light Chasers? We'll see, but Noni ignored the setup. I think they're still going for the dragon, but you know, if there's a timer, you should always focus on that Sentinel. Getting that Sentinel already gives you a boost of gold before you go to the Abyssal Dragon. But I think they're just gonna have a skirmish here in the Abyssal Dragon. 4 members of MVP Wonder is setting up here in the Abyssal Dragon.
Well, yeah, the Zip is prioritizing just zoning 2 members of Light Chasers, but the Pain is able to secure the Abyssal Dragon. The Zip's not able to keep his jungler alive, but because of his ultimate, the Pain was able to survive that team fight. There's still Light Chasers chasing onto the Zip, and they get first blood onto him.
Yeah, everyone's just too tanky, but the Richter comes in and try to skirmish. But you know, there's still a lot of life coming in, but the Zephyrus tries to use that death from above, but hits no one, and it's gonna be a disengage in the bot lane.
With that, a lot of members of Light Chasers are just heading back, and with the proper timing, in my opinion, because if they overextend any further, they're going to have a difficult time to defend their towers. For now, we do see that both the DS laners from both teams did try to help around that clash in the bot lane, though the lane arrived way too late there. We do see that there are 3 members of MVP Wonder who tried to steal and successfully took our Sage buff away from the Zephyrus while he is focusing on the Spirit Sentinel. There's a quick rotation from our Light Chasers team here to the mid lane to fast clear, I guess. But 4 members are already in the position in MVP Wonder's side.
It's gonna be a bad sign for them because you know the Zephyrus doesn't have that blue. He won't have the enough mana to contest that dragon unless he goes back to the base. And now he's showing himself that he doesn't have mana. I think this is gonna be an uncontested dragon again.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Any jungler that has mana bars this early in the game really needs the blue buff so that they're able to execute their skills without running out of mana, because once they don't have enough, they will not be able to finish the lives of their opponents. That was a little poke of the Malok onto the lane here, but we see that there are 3 members of Light Chasers clearing the wave here in the bot lane. Zip almost catching the Zephyrus, but we see that I think our MVP Wonder team is now going to try to take the Abyssal Dragon. The Zephyrus fairly has a lot of mana left. What a nice stun by the Slims. They do get that. What a nice clash for our Light Chasers team. They did secure the Abyssal Dragon, but quickly turned around by the shock by that Malok. What happened there, Vittorio?
I think the damage, the skill shots of the Zephyrus wasn't hitting the right targets. He was trying to burst down a tanky hero, but that Pain comes in and gets a kill on that Slims. If you're not very sure that there's 3 heroes knocking on your door, you should always go back to where you come from.
Yes, and again, we see that our Pain has now stolen yet again the Sage buff away from the Zephyrus, which is going to spell disaster for him. He's gonna struggle a little bit with his mana, and no assassin or jungler would ever want to be delayed in that sense. While our Pain's very fed right now, he's able to farm up a lot of jungle creeps and secure some kills, though the Hayate is the one with the most kills from his team right now.
Yeah, I think the Hayate was a very, very big part of the clash. Their comp would work in other marksmen, but look at here, they're trying to get that Zephyrus.
And they successfully take him, and the Zip, there's why he's annoying. He's able to save his teammates, and there's another person here, the Richer, trying to help the MVP Wonder team, but they know, our Light Chasers team know they have to disengage from this. They are at a disadvantage until the Elaine comes. The Elaine has now positioned himself here in the mid lane, gets a little bit of knock up onto the Zip, and he uses his ultimate and secures the kill onto the Zip and the Richer as well. But the Hayate has now arrived, dealing so much damage from MVP Wonder, and they secure the kill onto the Lumber and the Aram, as well as the Slims. Oh my gosh,
that was a 4 out of 1 exchange. I don't know if that's gonna be worth it, but MVP Wonder is pushing the momentum. They already took the tier 1 turret and also this tier 2. And even trying to delay the Zephyrus, he's not getting the buff for the third time.
That's
Whoa.
gonna be very difficult for
Yeah,
him.
it's gonna be costly, definitely. So, Kaylee, what do you think should Light Chasers be doing to turn around again the momentum that's just currently rushing into them?
Well, for now, based on their lineup, what they really need is to get the Slims fed, because most of their damage really in mid to late game will come from their marksman, because all our Elaine and Lumber and also Aram can do, they can just tank for him and protect him. But the damage will really come from the Slims, so they really need to get him fed, as well as the Zephyrus. He's struggling a lot because he's not able to get a lot of his buffs as well. So get both the Zephyrus and the Slims fed. It'll help them in
looks
this
like
match.
there's gonna be a disaster here in the top lane with that Hayate just, putting that Elaine to half health.
They secure the top tier tower. The lane comes right into 4 people from MVP Wonder, and he sacrifices his life for, I have no idea why he entered that match up with there's so much backup coming from our MVP Wonder team. I think it wasn't in the right area for him to just enter that team fight. Maybe he thought he could get a kill, but 1 kill isn't worth the life and the jungle deficit. Yeah,
definitely. It's not worth it with his item build right now. Elaine is sporting that Claim Sanctity and the Beast as his third item. I'm not even sure why. That Pain already has that Tomi, rendering that the Beast very, very ineffective. Now they're trying to get this Darkslayer in a very, very uncontested manner. They know that they're dominating. They know they have the vision. Now they're pushing the limits to how much control they can get from this map. MVP Wonder is really doing wonders for this game.
Yes, and they do try to, even despite trying to get the Sage buff for the past few waves, they are now focusing on getting the Might buff away from the Zephyrus, and they successfully do so, which delays him even more. The Zephyrus is just really focusing right now on split pushing, trying to do something for his team, because with his gold deficit, it's really gonna be difficult for him to contribute to team fights right now. And our Hayate is just focused on this objective of the Abyssal Dragon again, which is the 4th of the game, and he summons the Drake also here in this area.
I think this is gonna be a 5-man setup, but that Zip is, he has that vision, that annoying stun. There's no way that Aram could reach those carries like Hayate without them going in with their SS. But I know that Hayate is very, very smart. He only uses his special skills when he knows the Aram already used that, grab.
Yeah, her ultimate. It's gonna be difficult also for their carries on the side of MVP Wonder to just go right in, because an ultimate from the Aram will really spell disaster for a carry because they're very squishy. But we do see when MVP Wonder really trying to push here the bottom lane, they get a hold onto Malok. That's not a very nice thing. But there's so much burst damage from the Hayate and the Pain. It's just too much right now for our Light Chasers team. The Zip uses his ultimate with a lot of people inside of him, and they secure the kill. That's a wipe out for MVP Wonder. The Zip has done much wonders for their team comp, saving all of them from death there. And they have a creep wave coming up here in the bottom lane, with the Richer also closely pushing in the mid lane. I think they're gonna try to tower lock this. The death timers though are at 1 second.
Yeah, I think
see
this
if
is a
it's enough
GG
for
well
them.
played. I think this is a GG well played, because that Zip just put that creep in the front, and that win is gonna go to MVP Wonder.
Wow, that was a really good game for MVP Wonder. It's like from the start of the game, they built their momentum up and they just didn't let it go. So let's ask our analyst though what he thinks. Izaq?
I thought it was a catastrophe. I mean, I did not expect that something so small and pink could cause this many problems for their opponents. It was just so hard. I mean, they were keeping up in terms of gold. They were trying what they could, but there were some very questionable fights that Light Chasers really dove into where they didn't really have to anymore. There were some towers that they could have given away as well that they didn't, and it practically cost them a whole lot of control over the map, and essentially the snowball just got completely secured with this Hayate just going absolutely wild with the Kunai Blitz. So very, very well played to Light Chasers, but a really good game, and congratulations to MVP Wonder for taking the victory in this game as we head into the final series of this this evening. We're gonna be witnessing Mama Muda going up against Venusians in just a moment. So do not go anywhere, boys and girls. We will be back after this short break.
How will we ever know if the love will ever grow without trying, without trying? And how will we ever see if we're meant to be? It's terrifying, it's terrifying. That じめまして。私はアスナ。そしてこっちが。
どうもキリトです。
今日から私たちしばらくの間新しいゲームにインすることになったの。
どんな世界なんだろうな。
今回のゲームはチームワークが重要なポイントになるのよね。
ああ、チームワークか。
あ、ソロプレイヤーのキリトくん、今ハードルが高いかもって思ってるでしょう。
バレたか。確かにチームワーク重視のゲームって慣れてないから。
安心して、そのために私がいるんでしょ。キリトくん、一緒に頑張りましょう。
ああ、ありがとうアスナ。このゲームはとても有名でプレイヤーもたくさんいるって聞いてるから。
Welcome back, and this is the final series of the day for the KCC AOV day number 8. It's gonna be the Venusians going up against Mama Muda in this very action-packed series. Joining me on the caster's desk for the last game is gonna be Vittorio Gaming and KazeeB. I know that Vito has a very, very interesting take on such an awesome game. Vito, what are your thoughts for this game?
I personally know a lot of the players playing in both teams. Mama Muda is actually Sky Gaming, and the Venusians. I saw them. I was about to cast them, and they got disqualified because one member wasn't present. But I know that both teams are very, very good and very, very competitive. I'm very excited.
All right. And I remember you saying earlier that a Dirac pick would be really good, and that's exactly what Justine picks up here for the first pick, along with an Allison Caffney for Winsera and Zetras. Seems like I've recognized these names. So, going back to another question here as we get the ball rolling, KZ. We see a Lumber and Raz for the next two picks here for the side of Mama Muda. Now, I remember in a previous stream that you mentioned that Lumber is one of the really, really good support heroes right now, which probably explains why they picked it up first along with the Raz. But what could be a good pairing to have with a Lumber and Raz right now?
Well, for me, is maybe what MM is available. Laville is still open actually. I think that the best pair with this lineup is a Laville, but they end up choosing this Omen. I'm not sure about that pick yet, as I think it's way too early to pick for a Dark Slayer lane right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that as well, because if you think about it, this is the third pick. This could be your win condition, and you're going to put in a possible Laville pick into the second phase of bans, which might deny you from picking that up. And by revealing your DS laner immediately, that essentially means that the opposing team could practically pick up a hero to counter it if they don't ban out the immediate counters for their next two bans. Their third ban is going to be a Richter, and I don't really know about the Richter ban, knowing that it's an Omen, but regardless what they're planning to do, it could practically work out in their favor so far, since Kriknak is already taken out. Azil is going to be banned out as well. Let's see what the final ban is going to be for the Venusians here. Vito, any special bans that you think should be taken out, aside from the Hayate?
Well, in the current lineup, I think, there's no any counter picks for Raz, Omen, or Lumber. So they just banned the Hayate just because of, how well the Hayate does in clashes. They don't need to save up their CCs in the inside just to anticipate the Hayate's SS. Now you might be looking for that Yorn that you want. I mean Mikos won.
Yeah, we might see a Yorn, but looks like it's gonna be a Tell pick. So, Tsuyu, thinking of a Tell? I would actually prefer a Yorn. Yorn would be really, really interesting to watch, but they're leaning more towards a Tell. Now they're showing a Whis. I don't really know what they're really planning here, but they are, yep, there we go. Debated! We're gonna get a Tell pick coming in from the side of Mama Muda. what are your thoughts on the Dell pick going up against Caffeine here, KZ?
I think it might spell trouble for Talanas, honestly. I think she might struggle a little bit. She does have the range to deal with the Caffeine, but with the skills that Caffeine has, like the speed up and also the dash, depending if she has her cannon or her normal weapon, it might be difficult for her to escape an onslaught from Caffeine.
Yeah, that's true. It depends on how you use it. And when Sarah is showing a sprint right now, so that already shows that, you know, if this Caffeine gets the ball rolling, this Caffeine is just going to keep running at you. And with their final 2 picks, looks like they're going to take this Errol and a Murad. No, they're going to go with a Nacroth instead. I actually like that Nacroth pick. How about you, Vito?
Yeah, me too. I actually like that Nacroth, especially I know now best pick is Nacroth. But you know, for me, if there's an Omen in the red side, you should always have a flicker instead of that, you know, sprint. Because you know, that Omen with a flicker SS combo is just gonna tie you in the ground. But if you have that flicker, you have a sliver of chance to, you know, dodge that SS.
Yeah, and now they're gonna be thinking, are we gonna pick up a Murad? Could probably go with a Volcath or Enzo, or possibly even a Zephys. They're still thinking of what to pick up here for the side of Mama Muda. They have a lot of choices, to be honest. So many good picks could possibly work against a Caffeine Dirac, but they're gonna be going with the Rourke, that shield allowing him to just cut through the back, get to what target he wants to take out, and make sure the shield keeps him alive and immune from any kind of crowd control. So with both teams getting their respective picks for this game, KazeeB, what's the bold prediction? Is this gonna be a win for Mama Muda, or is this a Venusians win going for your picks?
I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it's Mama Muda. For the lineup of Venusians, I would have liked it more if instead of an Alice they picked out maybe a Krizix. Because the combo of the Dirac and the Krizix is really insane. And plus, if our Rourke does any like engagement with his tankiness, at least the Krizix can find a way to save his people. Unlike the Alice, it's gonna be difficult to aim the Sunshine.
Yeah,
Friendship.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's hard, and not to mention, Isifit could only do so much in this situation. But with that being said, as we head into the battlefield here, it's gonna be the Venusians on the blue side as they go up against Mama Muda on the red side in the final game of the evening. Gastlers, take it away.
And thank you for that, Izaq. It's now going to be Mama Muda versus Venetians, like they said. Put that in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win, Mama Muda or Venusians? You know, KazeeB, based just on the lineup, I do agree that, you know, Sky Gaming is on the more balanced team. But, you know, the synergy of Alice and Caffeine, let's not forget that speed up of the Alice is gonna play a big part in this game and protecting that Caffeine.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you there as well. Maybe they focused on more of the combo of the Caffeine with the Alice rather than focusing on the Dirac with their support. But it's very good. We do see a Dirac. I think this is the first of the whole day, I think, because he's been banned almost every game. With a lot of, I mean, it's an appropriate ban for me because he's very difficult to deal with. But this Raz is doing a good job in terms of poking out the Dirac so that he does not get his creeps here in the middle lane as well. But wave clears fast for him, so I don't think it's a problem anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that the Raz can do. He can poke a lot, being a safe distance, especially in the early game. He's still very, very painful with those combos. Now look at here, it is a flicker pulled by the Omen, and that Raz and Rourke just, you know, hammered down that arrow in the top lane, and they get the first blood.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for the Errol. He's just not in the level, in the proper levels to counter and escape there. But on the bottom lane, they trade with a kill onto the Lumber, securing a kill for the Caffeine for the side of Venusians. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, but a DS laner over a support. No, I don't think it's a fair trade though.
Yeah, it is definitely not a fair trade. But we'll see. And also, the Kafeni was the one who got the kill. And, you know, a Kafeni that is very, very well farmed is a very, very scary Kafeni. That telling us is going to be very, very harassed for sure.
I agree with you there. That's what I've been saying a while ago. That's the thing with the Talana's pick. It might be difficult for her to go against the Caffeine with her mobility and her damage if she gets fed in this game. But we do see that Mama Muda is already here in the position of the Abyssal Dragon, and I think they will get it with no contest as the Nakroth has just arrived here around this middle lane area. The Raz tries to poke our Dirac a little bit. They're really trying to engage the two members here of Venusians by the side of Mama Muda. What a nice knock up by the Lumber, but the Caffeine gets bursted down by the Talanas as well as the Rourke. What a nice stun of the Alice to the rest of the members of Mama Muda. And so because of the damage coming from two marksmen, our Nakros just couldn't deal with the damage coming from them, and I think they're in a good position to steal this might buff.
It was actually a very, very bad position for that Kafeni. He was positioned inside the jungle instead of the lane. That's why they were enabled the Raz to use his full-blown combo to just burst down that Kafeni to nothing. And now we see Mama Muda is already at the lead of 1.2k gold. And that work is already at 2.2k. Way ahead of that Nakrot by 400 gold.
Yeah, but it's still very early in the game. It's really not that. It's still not that bad for our Venusians team. They just really need to focus on taking more objectives and getting their Nakroth and Caffeine farmed as well. They have to be very mobile in terms of the way they move around the map. Though I now understand what kind of lineup our Mama Muda team has created with the Rourke, the Limber, and the Raz. It's a very aggressive type of lineup. And with that, so our Rourke is so very tanky right now. And with the ultimate from our Omen, with the assist, they get 2 kills on the arrow and the Nakroth as well. They're really having a difficult time with the aggression coming from Mama Muda for the side of Venusians. And here there are 3 people to try to take this bottom tier lane. They're really going in here. And with a number ultimate, only the Alice is alive. The Caffeine has been bursted down by the Talanas, and they will just engage this fight. That really went in favor of Mama Muda.
It did. No, they saw that the enemy heroes was beaten down in the top lane, so they were very, very confident in coming into that Caffeine and that Alice combo. Like I said, if Caffeine was using a flicker instead of that sprint, there might be a lot of chances for them to, you know, get it down. But that Dirac got bursted down by the Telenas and Rourke. That Rourke is really doing a lot of job bursting down those enemy, his enemy Dirac.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I think that's why they really chose this type of jungle, this type of comp for the side of Mama Muda. I can see how the combo of the aggression from the Raz, the Rourke, and the Lumber will really work out for them in terms of getting the Dirac. But here we have a 1v1 on the top lane between the Omen and the Arrow. The Arrow's a little bit low, but he uses a second skill to lifesteal a little bit. But our Omen still has creeps. He's gonna be able to burst down our Arrow. I'm not sure, but he does position in this bush to maybe try to secure the kill. But our Nakroth has just arrived to help our Arrow here in the top lane, and there's just a little bit lack of damage here. But are they gonna secure the win? Yes, they do. But the Raz and the Rourke are just arrived in time to just come back from this. That turned really quickly in favor of Mama Muda. The Raz and the Rourke arrived just in time, and they will take this top tier, first tier tower here.
Yeah, it's very understandable that Rourke already has his rack breaker You know, when a Rourke has a rack breaker, no amount of defense is gonna save you from the damage that's gonna come. And like I told you, Nacron is a very, very weak hero when she's not farmed, so he needs to snowball in the early, and Mama Muda is not giving them any opportunity to have that, you know, that build up on gold.
Yes, I agree with you there, and they were able to even get a tier 2 there, the top lane. And the rest of the members here of Venusians are trying to burst down the Tel Anas and the Lumber, but their damage is just really not enough here. While in the mid lane, the Arrow trying to defend the mid tier, first tier, it's just not, they just lack so much damage on the side of Venusians. And I think we're gonna see another tower takes tier 2 here in the middle lane by the Rourke and the Raz, while our Omen is successful in defending the tower here in the bot lane, the first tier tower for Mama Muda.
And the momentum is already with Mama Muda. That Nakra doesn't have the blue buff to, you know, sustain his skills. So it's really gonna take a toll on him, and he just needs to go back to the base to regenerate his mana, rendering Mama Muda's rotating strategy to be able to take this third Abyssal Dragon of the game.
Yeah, no contest from our Venusian side as well. And with their lead at like around 5k gold already for Mama Muda, our Rourke is just so very aggressive, and he's able to get the kill onto the Arrow. What a legendary by our Rourke. The rest of the members of Mama Muda have just arrived here with the Omen split pushing that. Tel Anas has so much burst damage, gets another kill on to our onto our Venusians team. And while that was happening, we see that our Omen's very focused on his job as a DS laner, just trying to get the towers, pushing all the lanes, while they're just distracting, I think, Venusians right now, while the rest of the members, the both marksmen from Mama Muda, secure the Dark Slayer. They paid then our Raz paid the price for that though, but I think it was worth it, don't you think so, Vittorio?
Yes, it would definitely be worth it, Dark Slayer over a hero. You see here, Telenas isn't really that, you know, mobile, as we all know. That Lumber might be setting up a play, but it was too late. But the tier 2 tower in the ball lane is taking that Omen, just having a skirmish with that Nakrot, and with Kafeni's Fusillade not doing a lot of damage. The knockback effect of that was neutralized by the ultimate of the Rourke. That really makes the Rourke one of the anti-TCs against that D-Rack.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I guess that's why they prioritize this bad pick here. We do see the Omen trying to get the arrow, but he uses his ulti to escape. But the Raz is here to burst him down. He uses his second skill so that he is able to lifesteal a little bit, and he survives with a sliver of health. But we see there's the aggression coming from our Suju and our Lumber here. They're not able to clear the waves as fast, but they're really doing their best to get an aggression towards our Venusians team for the side of Mama Muda. And the Rourke has now gotten another Abyssal Dragon for their team, which means more gold. And at the top lane, we see that the Omen and the rest secure the kill onto the arrow. He just can't deal with that so much burst damage here coming from Mama Muda. And the rest of the three members of Mama Muda are just focusing on trying to get at least one inhibitor tower down, which is the bot lane. And with the Tel Anas, the Rourke is so very confident in entering this team fight with the shield and everything. He is able to secure a kill on to our Nakroth and our D-Rack as well. And the rest, only our Cafanese here left to defend, and I think they will tower lock this to secure the win.
Yeah, and congratulations to Mama Muda and GG, well played to Venusians. It was a very, very good fight. But, you know, Mama Muda just steamrolled over the momentum after that first kill in the top lane. So let's call on Izaq for a brief analysis of the game. Izaq, what can you say?
There was a lot of mobility coming in from the side of Mama Muda. They used that really, really well. And with this Rourke just going absolutely wild, going top side, going to the bot lane, he was there at crucial points just to be able to secure that kill, which enabled the rest of his teammates to just go on and take those towers. It led to a very lopsided victory because of how they spaced the map, and it just kept Venusians going to different areas, trying to figure out, okay, do we need to go to the bot lane or the top lane or the mid lane? And I think it just fell apart when they committed to that bot lane, while Rourke and Raz were just pushing the mid lane second tier and the top lane second tier. From that point, there was just no coming back. So, nonetheless, it was a good game coming in from the blue team, and of course, an even better game coming in from Mama Muda. Congratulations for taking that win. With that, we practically conclude the games for today at the KCC day number 8. We're going to be seeing a whole lot more action for day number 9, but we're going to be ending the stream here. Please don't forget to wait for that announcement on who wins the 500 vouchers after the stream. We're going to be making a post about that. And of course, a big shout out to the major sponsors that made this event possible. Thank you to Garena AOV Indonesia, to Richard Tyers from Scotland, Srank Gaming, and of course Artelian Gaming for making all of this possible and making the Kaisaya Community Cup AOV possible. With that being said, this is Izaq Plays along with KazeeB and Vittorio Gaming signing off. We will see you guys on the next stream. Peace.
大事な人を助けたい気持ち私にもよくわかるから